All right, cool. Niobe, it's Dodododoyobi. Today is May 18th, 2024, here in Pacific, California. MedakaMetal style. The metal in Medaka today is Mr. Big. Just went to see him last night at the legendary Fillmore. Freaking awesome, Paul Gilbert. Yo, let me just take a real quick sip here from. We are in, or I am in Pacific, California, 12 miles to San Francisco. 52 to 60 is the weather. That's 11 to 15.5 degrees Celsius. Let me just take a real quick sip. The best beer of the day is the one that I am to be with you, as Eric Martin would say from Mr. Big, when I am to be with you, all you Medaka heads. All right, just something really quick while I'm sorting all these out. So I've been selling food, and by the way, for the people, for all you Medaka that have been contacting me through Instagram DM style. Thank you, Domarigato. These will be going out on Monday. We have the breed and we have the growth package still available. But I've noticed a lot of people are like they're beginners and like I'm trying to get the food ready. I'm trying to get my tubs ready outdoors. And they're like, well, I'm not really sure how the water is. I don't have any Medakas, and this will only this. I do not want. This is no means to isolate any of the Medaka heads, but for locally, a lot of people are like, yeah, and so I'm like, well, what about these boys and girls? Obviously, when I do call, meaning pull some of the Medakas out that I am never going to release to the world. It's basically Medakas that have deformities, right? Physical deformities that you don't want to breed, you don't want to get any eggs. At the same time, I'll call out the ones that it just does not represent the lineage. So a lot of people think, well, if I get a pair, let's say as an example here, Yozakuras, whatever I get from the pair, they're Yozakuras, but they're not. If they do not represent the trait of the strain, they're not really Yozakuras. So what I do is what I have been doing in the past is just selling them locally as mixed Medakas. So they're really, they're not really the desirable. But since this year, in particular, people have been asking like, well, I have my tubs ready. Now I have the food, the Gex food. Now I need to get Medakas, but I just don't know how they're going to do. So what I started doing is for people that are like that do not have any Medakas or fish in their tubs. I'm like, well, these are great. Just these are great starter Medakas per se. Check them out. Put them in your tub. There is no cost. Um, so you're already purchasing the food. Why don't you just try to feed it to these boys and girls and see how they do in your environment? So that is what I've decided to do this year. Is you know um, these boys and girls will do a lot for the I think the interest overall of these beautiful, magnificent species or fish, Japanese rice fish, Medakas. And so this is what I'm doing today. I'm just bringing random ones that they're not good enough for the lineage, and but they're perfectly healthy. Um, Again, you won't find any bent spines and all that in any of these. So I've selected those and I'm just putting them in a tub. And again, in the past, I have offered them as mixed, but yeah, screw that. Screw that as in they serve a better purpose per se. If you want to get your water ready, you just don't want to just go full blown and spend the money to get the strain that you want. Just test it with these boys and girls, and if these boys and girls are tough, that's what I try to breed. Right, a line that is tough, survived outdoors, and I just did the water. I'm just acclimating them to the new water per se. With acclimation, specifically, I know I'm flying left to right, but um, it's the beer that's doing it. But the most important thing, a lot of people are like KH, pH, and all that. Medakas are really adaptive to that. I'm sorry, and so, but what you really want to make sure that you do is the water temperature here and the water temperature over here. The tub that you're going to put into is pretty close. They're not going to die, but if you have sudden temperature fluctuation, it's going to weaken them, and maybe 2 weeks later they may develop disease and they may die. So that's one thing that I stress for all all new Medaka heads. It's not too much of the pH. From green water to clear water, green water is higher pH, clear water is lower, and obviously, depending on where you live, the pH is different. It's not too much of the pH, it's more about the temperature, making sure that the temperature is pretty similar to where you are putting it in. The other thing is, again, if you have water in a black bowl versus a white bowl, the temperature in a black is higher than white. And talking about colors over here, if they are not of the Orochi strain, Orochi is the black one. What happens with Medaka is the colors change depending on the color of the container itself. So over here, you kind of see them light colored, right? Almost white with a little yellow. If you put them in a dark container, they're going to pretty much turn gray on you, okay? So just be aware that depending on what color tub that the breeder or the person that you're buying the Medaka from is keeping them in, they'll have a certain color. But now, once you bring them home and once you put them in your environment, and if the container itself happens to be a different color, the color of the Medaka is going to, in about, I don't know, 3 to 4 to 5 days, it's going to change on you. It's like, wait, man, this is not what I was thinking that they're going to look at. But it's completely because of the way Medakas can change based on the color of the container and all that stuff. So just be aware of that. All right, so enough of me. I just figured I'd put something up. And again, domo arigato for all you Medakas out there that have been contacting me through. Again, the contact is Instagram at MedakaMetal, DM. Just ask me if you're interested in some of the food or two of the foods that I have over here. Ergex, I should do. I don't want to put up any commercials and all that, but I should talk about these more. Yeah, but for all you that have purchased or contacted me about information, I have all the ingredients translated in English, so let me know if you want to know. This bag over here is 100 grams. 100 grams will last me, 10 grams last me pretty much 2 weeks for all the Medakas that I keep outdoors. And again, this thing is good until 2027. There was a date somewhere right here. So you'll have a few seasons to use this. So again, it's awesome stuff. And I have been asked about samples. I don't have any more samples left. So, all right, maybe I should. I have a lot of stuff going on indoors with my Medaka and the blue Glarus as well. Maybe if I have time, I'll talk about that. So, but another best beer of the day. The best beer of the day is where I could be here underneath the sun. With all you Medaka heads, and let me just release these again. These are from the Miyuki lineage, and these are from the Yozakura lineage over here. So if anybody locally here in South San Francisco, Pacific area, if you're interested in the food and purchasing the food, and at the same time, if you don't have any medakas currently, um, again, they're just going to be random, right? So I don't know how many males, I don't know how many females that bag is going to have, but I'll make sure to include a few so you could test your water parameters and all that. I figure that's the best way to test your new hobby, I guess. Your new tub, your new pond that you're creating right now. Now you have the food. What do you do, right? Before you find the one that you really desire, as far as lineage wise, this is a great gateway drug. I'm going to call it my mixed medakas over here. But these are the boys and girls. They're healthy. They're spawning already. These boys and girls were born in October 2023 ish. Again, simple setup, as you can see. I just grabbed them from where they were. This is water that I prepared this morning. I put dechlorinator because I do have chloramine here in Pacifica, California. And then all I did was throw in my usual lava rocks. Um, they've been living in a tub like this with fish and all that stuff. So they're completely seasoned, meaning there's tons of beneficial bacteria in here. And I just grab one of these and I just toss them in tubs that I make or I set up brand spanking new. So with that, now that I know that there is beneficial bacteria growing here, this water should pretty much set with the help of Mother Nature, which is sun. The sun is the medaka's best friend. You cannot replace sun with any artificial lighting indoors, and it just doesn't work. There's tons of vitamins that the sun will provide to enhance their health and to enhance their color and all that, and their spawning. So, all right, it's been 12 minutes. Just figured I'd put something up while I'm doing this. At the same time, I'm playing around with this new app that I got to record, and hopefully it's working, or hopefully the audio is coming through. All right. Domo arigato. We'll do it again next time. Real quick sip before I. One other thing that I think I promised somebody is this is my forever tub over here. Like, how big do they get? So here's an example of these are they could be deformed, they could be just super old and stuff like that. But these boys and girls are pretty old. They're like at least 2 years of age. Let me put a little bit more water. About 2 years of happiness living here. They're pretty big. Here's my finger. They're well over, I don't know, they're almost 2 inches if you include the tail. So that's how big they get. Healthy medakas will get. But I think they're happy in here. My forever babies. So, all right, enough of me. We'll do it again next time. Kampai Chin Chin Chayo. MedakaMetal is where I could be found and contacted on Instagram style. So, all right, we'll do it again next time. Outs. MedakaMetal outs.